morning. Welcome to the Alpha Pension Group Retirement Recap for Friday, May 1st. This is our Friday edition, Fiduciary Fridays. With me is Rob Milas, our Chief Investment Officer, and Mark Salamone, our lead consultant. Rob, I'm going to turn it over to you. But first, the markets seem to be doing well, at least, last month anyhow. But that doesn't make sense to me. What's going on?
Yeah, Rich, it's really interesting. So as you said, we had quite a month, up 12.7% on the S&P, best monthly gain for that index since 1987. And again, that S&P 500 represents the large cap stocks. But the small caps, which have been the hardest hit, those are the small companies, that you may not have necessarily heard of, but represent, nearly 50% of the overall economy. Those sprang back 13.7% last month, and that was the best month for small caps since 2011. So, I think what you were seeing is the reason why it sprang back was because of how quickly and how much it fell initially. But we're seeing, a few things happen, which is the slow rollback of social distancing. And also, obviously, the Fed has been willing to do whatever it takes to back these companies. So we've seen a lot of stimulus in terms of that. So now it does lead to that question is, the old saying is sell in May and go away, right? But we have come back very far, very fast.
Yeah, so the big question is it sustainable, right? So there's a lot of good momentum here. And I know you can't answer it, but I think that's what everyone's thinking, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. We live in a global world, and so we have to look at what's happening in other countries as well. And so the ECB to date has been as aggressive as the Fed, but historically they have not been as aggressive as the Fed in terms of providing stimulus. And so, we kind of have to watch some of these other central banks, the Bank of Japan, the European central banks, and others, to see if they continue to backstop their economies as aggressively as the Fed has backed ours.
Understood. Well, thanks so much. We'll take it. Positive movement in the right direction. Let's see where May brings us. Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you. I know you have some great information for us as well this morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's really been the tale of where you have your money and what industries you're working in. It is dramatic how bad some industries have been hit while others have just experienced some real significant growth. When you look at these two charts here, for the travel industry, United Airlines, Boeing, both down significantly, over 60%. Not shown on this chart is actually Norwegian Cruise Lines, which is down over 80%. That's obviously going to happen when you shut down business completely and no one can travel. And unfortunately for those industries, they've been hit really hard. And on the other hand, you've had some winners. And as Rob has said, there's been some areas of hopefully good news, even though we can't always explain it. Two companies to focus on, Zoom and Stamps.com. Obviously, Zoom, like we're doing these meetings now, Zoom has experienced tremendous growth. It's actually doubled since the beginning of the year. Stamps.com has actually quadrupled since June of 2019 and doubled since the beginning of this year. So, really good stories for some, unfortunate news for others.
And speaking of Zoom.com, what I'd like to end this recap on is somewhat of a high note, but a reminder that, as this social distancing seems to get longer and the days, in my mind anyways, are coming a little bit of a grind, you can use Zoom to, of course, conduct business, but we find it to be very effective to also connect socially. So whether it's with some friends to grab a social virtual drink, or there's some really nice ways to connect over games such as charades and taking even an art class or a cooking class. I know at Alpha Pension Group we have a trivia later today, and next Wednesday, I believe it is, we actually have an education curriculum for our clients' kids, and we're doing some kid games there as well. So, at the end of the day, the last thing I actually wanted to do was go on another Zoom. I was encouraged to do so, and actually I found it very fun to connect with some friends that I hadn't seen in a while. So try it, and hopefully it'll do the same for you. So thanks so much. Continue to follow us on Twitter and also on our LinkedIn page, and you can find all these videos and a lot more information as well. Have a great weekend.